The Mountaineers return home to take on the Texas State Bobcats. I'm Joshua Cormar alongside Appalachian State head coach Angel Elderkin. Coach, just finished up a Louisiana road trip. Disappointing loss on Thursday to Louisiana, but a bounce-back win by your team on Saturday against ULM. Talk about that road trip as a whole.
Yeah, I look back at it, and sometimes in a game of basketball you need for things to happen so you can improve and get better. And whereas Thursday was disappointing all around, I like the fact that it's not just disappointing to us as coaches, it was disappointing to our players. Again, take nothing away from Lafayette. They played a really good basketball game. They made shots and we didn't. And I think during the month of February and as you get to March, you see that in teams. You see the mentally tough players step up, able to make shots, and you see games, you see scores that are low, you see things like that happen. So I'm just proud of the fact that our team was resilient enough to be aware we didn't play well, but it was in our control on how we responded, and I thought our response at Monroe was great, and I thought our response this week in practice has been even better.
Coming out of that road trip, your team is 5-4 in the Sun Belt, currently outside the top four, trying to get into that top four. Do you talk about the standings and the records with your team, or do you just take it one game at a time with them?
We do. We put it up in the locker room, and we do talk about it because I think it's important for them to understand, because as we went into the Lafayette game, for example, I think our team felt like, we're expected to win this game, but that team was one game back from us. So the understanding of, from 2 to 9, everybody's fighting for a spot, and in our vision, and we've got a higher vision in terms of where we want to be. And so if I don't talk about it, I just don't feel like that's the right thing to do. If I'm painting a picture for our guys and I'm telling them where we want to go, I think they need to know that we control our own destiny and how we play and how we perform, and every 40 minutes from here on out matters.
You've already faced Texas State once this season on their home court, and it was a dominant performance by your team. What did you see in that game?
I thought that we did a great job, number one, defensively, obviously, to hold them to the 49 points on their home court. I think it was a lot of our team effort just to shut down number 2 and to shut down number 24. Now, in their stats after, may look like, okay, they got a couple points here and there, but I thought we frustrated them, and it was their percentages that mattered. And then we didn't let anybody else trickle in there and be a factor. Then on the rebounding side of the ball, we played that double overtime game. I was worried about our legs, but I think our ability to win the boards and get 17 second chance points really helped us on the offense when you're going against a zone and you're taking a lot of outside shots.
You mentioned limiting some of the top players, Levitt, Ahali, but they're adding a new point guard, Kennedy Taylor, this time around. How do you factor her into this equation?
Yeah, the last 2 games she started, she's averaging 15, and kind of combed through those films and just really was like, wow, her number 3 and number 32 have added some multiple, other layers to their team. What's interesting, though, is are those layers added because people are keying on a Tasha number 2 and a number 24, so now number 32 and 3 are getting open looks. But I think for our team to be successful today, we can't have 2 and 24 and 3 and 32 all in double figures, because that we will not hold them under 60, and then it would be a dangerous territory for our team.
Last time out, Texas State was sort of trolling your team on social media a little bit, and your team came in with the fire to shut them down. How can the team come in with that same fire and tenacity today with no social media spark?
I think, we had a meeting yesterday and we talked a lot about enthusiasm and energy and where do we get our energy from. And I think in that moment, I realized that our team is inspired from our team, and a lot of people, look at social media, look at that. I don't think our team necessarily needs an external motivation. I think there's an internal inspiration with this group, and then I also think that having our education day and just sending the message that this is the atmosphere we want to play in. We're going to have probably our largest crowd of the season, 600 kids on deck to watch you for the first time, and I think that's motivation in itself.
It is Education Day, which means it's a noon game. This is the earliest your team has played any game this season. Do you think that's going to have any effect on the team at all?
I hope not. I haven't really thought about it too much. I know a couple times when we've practiced in the morning, I've said to my staff, man, I wish we tipped earlier because our team is ready to go. We stressed all week the importance of recovery, getting enough sleep. hydration, everything. So my hope is that we do not come out flat and that we come out ready to go.
And lastly, do you have any final thoughts coming into this matchup?
Yeah, I'm excited that we're getting to play Texas State for the second time. This is our first test, second time around, and I want to see if we can have a consistency in our first time. So holding a team under 49 points, can we repeat that performance with our defense and rebound? I think would show a tremendous amount of growth in our team.
Thank you, Coach, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks.